now, babies.
We're all feisty. Raymond, how are you?
Very well, yourself.
Okay. What do you say we start the show? Why don't we do some opening takes? Let's go ahead and I actually fucked this up in the email, but I apologize for that. And if anyone knows me or listens to the show, if it's not in the email, I can't read it. So why don't we start with Ray and opening takes? Because that's what I do when I don't know what I'm doing. Raymond?
Yeah, you're probably gonna yell at me because my microphone's gonna suck. But,
Yeah, it sucks.
Hold on. How about now?
Better.
Thank you. Everyone's applauding Heim Bloom and John Henry for getting this Rafael Devers done, the 11-year, $330+ million deal. You just forget, does Red Sox fans have very short memories? What happened to Mookie Betts? We got nothing for him, a young, prominent star who is going to be a cornerstone of this franchise. Andrew Benintendi, not the same thing, but another young kid who was going to be a very good MLB player. Xander Bogaerts, who just went to San Diego for a very rich deal. I'm not going to applaud this guy. He basically failed, and now he is trying to make things right because his nerds aren't making him win at a low cost. So he had to have John Henry go out there and have Rafael Devers sign the richest baseball contract of all time in Red Sox history. So yeah, Heim Bloom's fucked up, and that's why Rafael Devers is here to stay.
Here. I don't know if you've noticed this yet, Bobby, but the grammar guru, which is one of Ray's
many
bevy of nicknames, he always kind of somewhat screws up like old sayings, like "need you forget."
I'm fat. Leave me alone.
That's not how it goes.
And a lot of things I've noticed about Ray.
Yeah, well, here's the thing with me:
sexiness
when it happens,
is sexiness is one of them?
No, when it happens, I completely black out with everything else you said. So we'll have to revisit the.
You said here. You said here.
If Ray makes one mistake as minute as possible, and it doesn't matter what he says after that, it's just white hot rage.
I lock that into my deep brain and save it for later.
Hot rage? Did you say white hot? All right.
It's like before when he said they were going to simulate the rest of the season. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I heard it. Raymond. I heard it. I relate it to you guys.
You know what? I heard that as
well.
Crucified
me, you sons
and
of
I
bitches.
Crucified you for the source, and then you tried to give us a new. And I found out what the actual source was. That's called a tease in the radio biz. I'll tell you what it was when we get to the Patriots segment. But until then, Bobby, why don't you go ahead with your opening take, seeing as we're talking about the Patriots?
The Patriots going in basically played 16 games. Rest doesn't matter. Got one game left to go. And they're going into this game with a distinct competitive disadvantage. Not only are they playing a team which essentially didn't have to play a game, they traveled, they did other things, but they didn't have to play a game. They're now going in to play this team at home, and they're going to be revved up. They're going to be revved up based off of what's happened last week. Patriots have to go in there and weather that storm in order to get through. Whether they deserve to make the playoffs is a whole nother thing. They're coming off of a mediocre performance where they win. Defense saves them again, but here they are, one game to save it all, and it's going to be an uphill battle for them, and it is going to be one hell of a game to watch. And for as mediocre of a team as it's been, every Patriots game the last 8 weeks, I feel, has had a particular drama to it. That this one is just, it is no different. Here it is. Here's some more drama.
Massive drama. And spoiler alert, they're going to get smoked because Buffalo is coming off a motivation of all motivations when it comes to professional sports. One of their guys basically died on the field. And although they tried to snowflake out of it, if not for the heroics of
Is he having a do we have to stop the show?
I thought it was a long pause to build up.
He's still going.
I was trying to fake you out. If it wasn't for the heroics for Damar Hamlin, then this team would not be playing on Sunday. The Bills admitted they came out and said that they want to forfeit their last two games, but because Damar Hamlin woke up and said, "Did we win?" and is now
he didn't say "Did we?" He said he wrote it down.
Sorry, he wrote it down. Did we win? Obviously, the positivity coming out of the Hamlin camp, him in the hospital, still in critical condition, but improving. Seems like vastly over the last couple of days. Now the Bills are going to play, and now they're going to have something to play for. And now they're all nice and tidy in their beds, sleeping warmly, knowing their buddy's going to be okay. I got some things to say about that. Obviously, we don't want to go too crazy on the issue. It was pretty scary there Monday night, but the fallout from it was, in a word, in very much a 2022 fashion, fucking annoying. I guess that's two words. soft, annoying, overstated, whatever, however you want to put it. Look, let's not understate the fact that the guy kind of died on the field for 8 minutes as they resuscitated him. That's a big deal. I get that. Night of, that's a major deal, and it shouldn't be understated. And his resilience, whether he was trying to or not, is pretty incredible. A couple days later, he shows up and asks, did he win, through a pen and paper, I guess. That being said,
He signed it.
Jesus Christ, Bills. Like, people die every day. You still got to go to work. Fuck.
World doesn't stop.
Wait till the fallout from Goodell on this, because the NFL, because he doesn't have his service time yet. So basically,
yeah, all right. So they'll make him whole if it's still in the media. If not, then yeah, shit out of luck. But I certainly there's a lot to say with this. We're gonna start the show with this topic and how it relates to the rest of the AFC, how it relates to the NFL, what we thought of the whole thing as it went down. That'll be topic number one. We'll move into around the NFL. We're in the last week of the season. It's all gone. Bye-bye. But lots of playoff implications. And I'm just gonna toot a little bit. You buffoons didn't like that 7th playoff spot, but lo and behold, look at how many important games we have. Look at how many important games we have. Not a single team will be in the playoffs with a losing record. We'll talk about the Patriots game, the Patriots win, I should say, over the Dolphins, and the Red Sox sign Rafael Devers, as Dr. Big Mac gave it to you. Thanks for doing the math on the NFL standings there, Raymond, in your head. We'll do a player profile on one Rafael Devers, and Simplest Minds of the Week, of course, through the show. This is the Friday Simple Minds Sports Show, Friday Rewind, January 6th. Thank you. Welcome to the show. I got something troubling on my mind. I got something troubling on my mind. I got something lonely
That was like the face. Wait, real quick. The face you made was like, did I shit my pants after that part, or did I not? You were very. It was questionable.
I do have to poop, so. If you're watching on YouTube, you're welcome. If you're listening on iHeartRadio, we're the #1 New England sports show on iHeart and the self-proclaimed #1 New England sports show on iTunes. I don't think I've ever said that smoothly. Wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening, rate, subscribe, review, tell your friends, tell your mothers, and tell them about W Energy Drink. Go to w.gg, enter promo code SimpleMinds for 15% off all your orders for all of you booze hounds in the energy drink sector. W Energy Drink. Let's start with the Damar Hamlin fallout. I don't know. Just give me your overall. I wasn't watching it live, for whatever reason. I don't remember. I just wasn't, and got the update and then went and kind of saw the aftermath. Was anyone watching it live? What was your
Bill
first?
Bill
reaction?
was, and Bill was watching it live and texted all of us and says, "Oh shit, he's dead." And I'm like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" And then you have to turn it on. Obviously, after that, you're like, "Oh shit, something really is going on." But yeah, it was crazy.
I wasn't watching it. It was on the TV. I wasn't watching it. My girlfriend was watching it, and she started describing what was happening. She goes, "Oh, somebody goes down. They're coming out. Like it looks like there's like a problem. Like I think he's dying." And I was like, "I'm like, it's fine." Like she doesn't know what's going on. And then like that's kind of like where it stopped. And then like I went to bed, wake up the next day. I was like, "Oh,
she was right."
Okay.
That's one of those. It's one of those relationship moments where my wife does it too. She says, I'm dying, or this person's dying all the time, and overuses it. And then that's the one moment that will hang on in your relationship forever. Every time he's dying, she's dying, they dying, whatever pronoun you want to use, you're going to be like, stop overreacting. She's like, well, remember the Bills game?
Yeah.
I was right. So listen to me. Coincidentally enough, my wife actually came down and said, "Did you see what's going on in the Bills game? It's nuts. Someone's dying." And I said, "Okay, whatever." And I think
exactly
I was playing guitar or something. And then I texted you guys and I said, "What's in the Bills game?" And then the Queen, someone took a shot and literally fell dead. Took 2 steps and died. Fell over dying. We're laughing. The incident wasn't funny. Just the way it was
because
described.
He's fine now.
He's
so
okay.
We can laugh.
He's okay. Okay, let's move forward to in-game, how it was handled in-game. A lot is being made of the announcers. A lot is being made of the NFL's decision. A lot is being made of the players. You now have 5 minutes to warm up to get back into the game until Bengals coach Zach Taylor walks across the field to have a one-on-one with Bills coach Sean McDermott. At which point in time, it's been reported Sean McDermott says, "I have to be at the hospital. I can't stay here for this game." And Zach says, "Well, we're just not going to play this game." That's the rumor. Then at 12:30 in the evening that night, NFL VP Troy Vincent, outed Patriots hater, comes along with his squirrel mouth and says, "Did I put it in here? I think I."
No, you just said
don't see
he's
it
a
in the
snake. He just says Troy Vincent is a snake.
Snake.
Shit, I put it in my blog. You can go to simplemindsports.com.
Oh, good
and
play.
see the full quote if you'd like. But anyway, he basically said we would never do such a thing. All of our thoughts is on the player, and competition was never in our mind. That's unthoughtful, disgraceful, blah, 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 blah. However, Joe Buck 3 times said we've been informed by the NFL that the players have 5 minutes to resume play. And they didn't. And then before I give it your thoughts, clearly not enough is being made of the guys that saved him, the medical staff, whoever was there. I don't know if it was the Bills staff or Cincinnati or the EMTs in-house, or they've got the ambulance there pretty quick. I don't know who worked on him and did 8 minutes straight of CPR, but fucking kudos to you guys. And then the entire medical community in Cincinnati, which there's a lot of outpouring support for them and a lot of communication from them now that he's recovered. That's a cool story for them. That's
that no one's talking about.
That
no one of those first responders
really
were. They did their job and more.
I guess they practice that. Like I was listening to some or reading reports that like it's one of those things where they practice. So like in case something, even like a fan happens, like with goes into cardiac arrest, they're ready for it. I know the guy that has season tickets to the Patriots. It happened. A guy just dropped dead. He was at field level. Before the game starts, you get field level passes or whatever. Dropped down dead, just like Damar Hamlin did, and EMTs rushed and all that stuff. So I think they're like prepared for something of that drastic. Not a player by any means, but
I assume for large events, those
EMT
staff
they must be. There's 60,000 people there. There must be enough people. There must be enough of those type of guys on hand to handle that. I don't know exactly who, because obviously it was the Bills medical team that got there first. And I guess
I think it was the medical staff. I think it was like the EMTs that they have. Yeah.
Well, they immediately got him oxygen.
Like a team player goes down, their team staff will get there first. But I think it's probably like the stadium's first responder staff. So it's probably like literally Cincinnati first responders.
Yeah. You just
they probably thought he was paralyzed too, because that's what the initial thought was. He had like a spinal injury,
neck injury. Yeah.
So they went over there and they was like, "Oh shit, this guy has no fucking pulse.
Pulse. He's not breathing.
This ain't us."
They unscrewed his face mask. I wonder if it's like NASCAR, if they have like the quick to get that fucking thing off. When I read that, I'm like, they unscrewed his face mask. Jesus Christ, And what's 4 minutes without oxygen to your brain and your brain dead, or 2 minutes, or I don't know what the science is on that, but clearly the doctors have said that they think that his neurology, they haven't identified any problems nope, I'm not gonna even try to say the
neurological.
Thank you. Neurologically is what
I was gonna help you with that one.
Thank you, Raymond. Yeah. Anyway, so on field, first responders, well done. What do we think of any? Do you care about the announcers? If not, move on to the NFL and their response.
I never care about announcers.
Yeah, fuck Joe Buck and Aikman.
I don't care about announcers either. I don't like them or not like
them. They
literally
literally work 17 days a year, Buck and Aikman. They can fuck all the way off.
No, Buck works World Series, bro. Come on.
Give him some respect for that 40 million years.
Yeah,
whatever.
The only announcers I care about are the ones that I've bitched about all this season, last season, because the Patriots get the bottom
Archuleta,
of the
that guy Archuleta.
Fuck that goddamn.
So fucking bad. Oh my god.
They work 17 days a year.
The thing with the wind, he's like, the wind from this angle has been terrible all year.
You were so pissed
and then the
about
producer
that.
shows it where it's literally not blowing, just to make him look like an asshole.
Not an ounce of fucking wind.
Yeah.
They can't get a single name right on
even
off
the
roster.
producer is like, this guy is so fucking dumb. I'm tired of listening to him. Show the camera.
Who's doing what's Sean McDonough? What's he doing now? He's doing
prostitutes.
Either way, whatever. They put him in the booth, whatever game he was doing. They put him in the booth, and he's got this laminated sheet, like the size of a pizza Ray would order on a Tuesday. It's like massive. It's like 4x5, and it's got everybody's name and like stats and everything that he's just sitting there reading off. That's a professional. Archuleta and whatever dope that he does the play-by-play, they can fuck off. Anyway, back to the NFL. Your thoughts on Troy Vincent and the way that they handled it?
Piss poor. I mean, if one of us, we talk about this. I work in a factory. I'm a plumber. I work in a factory. If one of them drop dead, anyone drops dead. It's fucking business as usual. You don't shut down and everyone's sobbing. Yeah, go home. You just keep working. Like, this is just sad. Like, he didn't die. He got rushed off. I mean, people have been paralyzed. People have legs almost been amputated. I mean, look at the countless quarterbacks that you could go down the line. I mean, it's just the way they handled it was piss poor, I think.
Bobby?
I can kind of like I get it. Okay, this guy, like, literally, if it was their understanding was a football play caused this guy to nearly die and they were all shook from that. Okay, I get the fact that if they didn't want to go back and play again, all right, I totally get it. But there needed to be an immediate response, basically, where we woke up the next day saying, these are the next steps happening, not this long drawn out soliloquy about everybody's feelings about how this is going to go. Like, I get it. They saw someone, they saw their guy go down, but like the fact that we had to wait basically 48 hours to understand what was going on. Because to Ray's example, in the real world, like just a real world example, someone's in an office, has a heart attack. There is no talk of this place not opening for business 2 weeks from now.
No, yeah,
like,
you're back.
Everybody feels bad because of what happened to the guy, but the
depends
world
on if you like him or not, though.
on.
Could open up a chance for promotion.
Yeah. Like if it was Bill, like if we all worked in an office with Bill and he had a
man,
heart attack. Oh man.
I have on Google notification Bill Gately dies. Just in case. Just in case Manchester Union leader comes in there, in a drug fight or something.
Fucking alert on your phone.
Google alert.
Yeah.
I think you guys are missing the boat, and I think Bobby, I think you're kind of more on the Bill side of things. The NFL response was so whoever gave the information to Joe Buck, he wasn't making it up. You mentioned it multiple times that they have 5 minutes to warm up. The players are on the field warming up in unison. They're all doing it. Somebody told them to go out there and do it.
It was the ref. Know how they have
that? Well, where's the ref get that information? They're coming from the league, right?
I think he's going through the rule book, to be honest with you. I don't think it was anything from the league. I don't think the league was in either one of their ears.
Well, there's league officials at the game. It could have been a league official.
So, man, whatever. At the end of the day, that's where the buck stops. I'll get to my point here. Just let me. At the end of the day, the buck stops with the league, right? So, and if that's the officials, that's the officials. I can get on the officials for that too. I'm going to end on, I don't blame them at all for anything that happened the night of. I really don't. I don't blame them for taking their time to make the decision, which a lot of people are like, how did it take them 40 minutes to cancel the game? There's 60,000 people in the stadium. No one knows what's going on. No one knows what happened. How are they supposed to make the decision? And whoever's making it's not in the stadium. They're thousands of miles away in New York or wherever. And the problem I have is they're lying fucking cheats. They're lying snakes. They wait 12:30 at night. They come out and do a press conference and say we never thought about resuming the game. Yes, you did. The NFL's never postponed a game after an injury in the history. They've had, I'll run you through the list. They've had people die on the field. They've had people paralyzed in the last decade. It's happened. The fucking game goes on. Of course they thought about resuming the game. Of course they did. For then they come out and lie is just too much. It's just right on par with Roger Goodell's NFL. And you shouldn't let him escape on that. Just be a little bit fucking transparent for once. Just say, yes, there are thoughts of us continuing the game because of the emotions of the players and the coaches and the teams on the field. We reconsidered our initial thought, and we're going to postpone the game and make a decision later on what to do with it. Really fucking easy. Really easy.
Yeah, but Goodell can't do that. Goodell can't do that fucking easy shit.
Well, if you're looking for someone who can, Goodell, simplemindsports@gmail.com. I just, it was just annoying how they handled it. The aftermath, Bobby, I'm with you. You know that. We've been texting about it the last couple of days. The way the Bills and the mental fragile from the modern day athlete, I get it. Your buddy went down. Looks scary. I know it was scary. you got to go to work. You can't send an upheaval to a $10 billion industry because you're scared or because you're sad. As we're speaking, some infant just died in some poor mother's arms. There's 100 people getting blown up in fucking Ukraine. There's 1 billion people who are starving in the world. Like,
Not me.
except for Ray. If you listen closely, no matter where you are, you'll hear a siren ringing for a car crash that's happening. Shit happens. Other than Ray going hungry, shit happens, and people go to work the
He's
next
fat and
day.
happy, people. Okay, playing with that
People go to work
PS5.
the
He's
next
good.
day. Never mind 7 days later, as you collect a check that day for $350,000. A little bit, just shall we say, a little overstated in the response from the Bills.
It is
initially.
It's probably tough for the average person to worry about the mental health of a pampered athlete that gets paid millions of dollars to essentially, to do things that are fun. Let's put it that way. I won't call it play a game. Do things that are fun.
Rich,
Fun, hard, challenging. Yes, you get hurt. You put your body on your line.
That's a good way to put it. Challenging, but how many people don't get to do things that are challenging? They do things that are monotonous and boring, and that's their life. It's something challenging can be good too.
I don't like when this narrative is brought up and people say, well, it's not about the money. It's 1,000% about the money. 90% of the guys in this league would not be doing what they're doing if it wasn't about the money. It's life altering, multiple generation changing money. And people do mostly everything for money. It can never leave the conversation when it comes to professional sports. It's made professional sports what it is today. It's created the pampered modern day athlete that it is today, that they don't think they have to do anything because they've been coddled. If you're a Stephon Diggs, probably since you were 17 years old because you ran faster than everybody on the field. It can't leave the conversation ever. It just can't. And the fact that they want to forfeit a game on Sunday that the Queen himself, mind you, has bought tickets for, and 60 other people, 1,000 people have bought tickets for, hotels, planes, trains, everything, because they're a little sad that their buddy's in the hospital. Fuck off. Go play. Go do your job.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, Raymond.
Over the summer, I went to a concert. It was a band called Coldstream, and they were performing in Maryland, and the guy went into cardiac arrest.
It's my band.
Guy went into cardiac arrest, and after he
Ray stand me this summer, and a guy almost did die.
Yeah, did Rich fucking prevail? Yeah, he got up there and sang fucking beautifully, and he didn't.
He actually did a freestyle about the event.
He didn't miss a beat. He even made a joke about it. Everyone good now? Let's go.
As a matter of fact,
that guy.
We did have a conversation on stage, like, can we play? Should we play? Is it insensitive? A guy was just carted out of here. And I was like, the show must go on, as they say.
You all said,
this is for that guy
or not?
And I said, our first song was the Eagles, Take It Easy. And I started off with, hey, let's everybody take it easy today, okay? And I'll run down a road. So, yeah, that is a testament to me. Thank you, Raymond.
Here.
I guess I'm not a part of the pampered generation
Pussies.
of these Allens. Thank you.
Those millionaires that are pussies. You're not.
I thought this would be fun. Just a quick run through of the major emergencies on the NFL field. Let me know if you remember these and have any thoughts of them. We'll start from the earliest back, and we'll kind of run through these quickly. Ryan Shazier. I don't think that's credited as a major
I remember that.
So since he's all fine. I hate the Steelers, and I think me and Bill texted like, haha. Go on.
Ryan Shazier suffered a career-ending spinal cord injury on Monday Night Football, December 2017, ended his career. He's all good. I think that he's fine.
He's walking now.
Yeah. Kevin Everett. Do you remember this one? This was 2007. Bills tight end Kevin Everett made a tackle on a second-half kickoff return, fell motionless to the ground with a serious spinal cord injury. He was on the ground for 15 minutes as the team medics works to stabilize him. Was placed on a stretcher, put in an ambulance, and driven to a nearby hospital for surgery. Does that sound familiar?
Yes, because I went to the following game in Buffalo with the Patriots played there. I believe it was Sunday Night Football, and the Patriots beat them 56-7.
This hit from the 25-year-old spinal cord injury nearly severed The spinal cord injury was nearly severed from the hit, obviously ending his career, leaving him paralyzed.
Yeah, nobody liked
The
that guy, though.
game resumed.
What?
Yeah. Nobody
Okay.
liked that guy, though.
Wow. Wow.
Can you believe it?
No.
Corey Stringer. This is kind of a more well-known one. 2001, Minnesota Vikings died. So R.I.P. to him. Most recent death from a football-related issue came from the Minnesota Vikings from heat stroke.
Yep.
Of
Training
all
camp.
things.
Training camp. Because now that's why they have certain rules and regulations for training camp now. Got to get those water breaks.
Yeah, Stringer showed signs of distress and was taken into an air-conditioned trailer to recover, but trainers did not treat him for heat stroke. He became unresponsive, was taken to a hospital, and died of multiple organ failures 13 hours later. That's a tough one.
I was at soccer camp when that happened.
Reggie Brown, 1997, 23, suffered a serious spinal cord injury following a routine tackle in the fourth quarter. Brown lay motionless on the turf for 17 minutes. He had stopped breathing and had turned purple and blue. Trainers and doctors performed CPR on Brown and placed him on a backboard on a stretcher and in the ambulance, according to a 2017 article. Players regrouped and the game resumed.
Huh. Weird. That's weird.
Brown went on to say, quote, "My injury was such a freak occurrence, a freak accident. I'm more worried about driving in Houston than I am playing football. I face that on a daily basis."
Is that racist?
A little bit. Dennis Bird, I don't remember Dennis Bird. 26, was partially paralyzed from a hit in 1992.
Yeah, we were young.
He crashed into his teammate's chest and suffered a spinal cord injury. Trainers rushed to treat him. Was carted off the
Don't even
field.
have a picture for that one.
I think there might be a picture. He was carted off the field, and then anyone want to guess what happened?
I'm going to guess they played.
The game resumed. Yep, the game resumed.
Weird.
Mike Utley, a little bit more famous, 1991 game for the Lions, became paralyzed from the chest down after hitting his head on the artificial turf in the fourth quarter. While on the ground, he was able to move his arms, flash his thumbs, and gesture to the crowd. That's always a good thing. Chuck Hughes. This guy died.
Oh, R.I.P.
This guy died. Now, it will have a familiar ending to this story, though. Lions wide receiver Chuck Hughes remains the only NFL player to die on the field during a game in the fourth quarter of a game on October 24th, 1971. 28-year-old Hughes collapsed on the field as he headed back to the huddle for another play. Dick Butkus, Chicago linebacker, was the first to reach him and call for the Lions doctors at the sidelines. The stunning development sent the Lions players from the team dressing room to tears. Some muttered, "He's dead, he's dead." Team doctors and trainers rushed to try to resuscitate him and perform CPR. And when he was then put into an ambulance and taken to the hospital, he was declared dead at the hospital shortly after. That game in the fourth quarter, after he was carted off the field, resumed play.
What did he die from? What was that?
That one's tough.
What did he die
Heart
from?
attack.
Oh, heart attack.
Cause of death was determined to be a blood clot that lodged in a hardened artery in his heart, which caused a fatal heart attack.
What do they call that? The Widowmaker?
Yeah, man, that might be right.
The Widowmaker?
Do you know that? Because every time
because
I pray every night.
He's trying to avoid him every day.
No, I'm not trying to avoid. I please God, give me that goddamn Widowmaker.
Bites into that cheeseburger.
I
last one on the list, so we'll move forward here. Darryl Stingley, our own Patriots. Darryl Stingley, Patriots wide receiver, paralyzed with a brutal hit during a preseason exhibition in 1978. Going over the middle, Stingley was crushed by Oakland Raiders safety Jack Tudum, notoriously hard-hitting safety. Stingley collapsed into a heap on the ground after the hit, which caused a broken vertebrae and spinal cord injury. Regained some use of his arms, but was wheelchair-bound for the rest of his life. The hit was legal at the time, but became to symbolize the brutality of the sport and laid groundwork for expanding, blah, 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 blah. Stingley died in 2007 at the age of 55. His quadriplegia.
Quadriplegic.
Nope. That's not right. And spinal cord injury contributed to his death, the medical examiner said. So another one on the old belt for the NFL. Chalk that one in there, Darryl Stingley. So those are your major injuries in the NFL when it comes to medical emergencies, Damar Hamlin will surely land on that list as we move forward. If you noticed, I don't know if you did, all games resumed there, and I don't know if they took a week off or not.
I probably took a month off.
To be fair, most of those guys, like fathers or someone fought in a war. Just haven't had a war in a long time.
So you're saying it's Biden's fault?
Obama.
Fucking Obama.
Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama, and thanks, Dr. Big Mac. Let's throw it over to headlines with the obvious one.
Thank you there, Richard. Obviously, the biggest sports story of the week is what happened on Monday Night Football. Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin made a routine tackle, got up, and collapsed. He went into cardiac arrest and was revived on the field. And while in the ambulance on his way to Cincinnati University, he also went into cardiac arrest again and was revived. The game between the Bills and Bengals was suspended. Damar, from last reports, is getting better every day, and we hope for a speedy recovery. The Patriots look to keep their season going in 2023. To do that, they must go to Buffalo and beat the Bills. Game time 1 p.m. And the spread is already at 7 in favor of the Bills. Hammer the Bills. The Bruins and Penguins played the second Winter Classic ever at Fenway Park, with the Bruins coming out on top 2-1. Jake DeBrusk played hero, scoring both goals, but with it came a fractured leg, and surprisingly, they finished the game. No timetable on his return. The Celtics got embarrassed in OKC, 150-117. The Thunder scored 122 points in the first 3 quarters, and the DPOY was ejected in the third quarter and was held back from coaches and teammates from going after the ref. So much for being a defensive juggernaut.
Ref.
Yeah. We won't get into that. The Red Sox shocked the baseball world when reports came out that they will be extending Rafael Devers to a franchise record 11-year, $331 million deal to stay in Boston. And I'm sure John Henry will have a stroke when he signs that check. And finally, after 4 days, New Zealand leads Pakistan 676-408 in cricket.
Okay.
Pakistan needs another 319 runs with 8 wickets left.
Let's wrap this up here.
This has been Headlines with the obvious one. Back to you, Richard. How dare you take away my cricket? I'm trying to throw out a little unique sport once a week.
Oh, is that cricket?
That was cricket.
Oh, I just thought it was soccer. I wasn't paying attention.
No, it was cricket. I was just trying to. There's 8 wickets left. They need 319 scores.
When you heard the score was like 800 to 600, you did.
After 4 days. After 4 days.
I just keep thinking about that. I keep thinking about that.
They wouldn't quit if
fucked up
somebody
at the beginning of the. No,
a lot can happen in 4 days.
What? No, today's day 5. We'll see what
cricket's
happens.
a wild sport. We're gonna continue with the NFL here, but we don't have segments for the Bruins and Celtics. I just want to give you this quick tidbits on this. Jake DeBrusk, still a pussy, but way to win the game on a broken leg.
Did the game stop?
No.
Not weird.
And
please.
The Celtics DPOY. Welcome to regular season basketball with a title contender.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're with. That's what you're witnessing. These guys can't. They're a young title contender too. like if they were older, they would kind of know when to turn the light switch off on or off. Now they're kind of like forced into on or off. So when you're playing an OKC team, you turn the light switch off and you get your door blown off. But you go play the Bucks, you win. You go play the top teams in the league, you win. Except for Denver.
That's all that matters.
Fucking stupid game. I don't know if you watched that Denver game. They shot like 70%.
Oh, that was the other simplest mind of the week.
Oh, you're right.
You want to jot that down real quick?
Yeah, I got that. Thank you, Raymond.
Yep.
All right, let's get back to the NFL. Around the NFL, we'll do this quick. I just want to go over. It's the last week of the season. Just
especially for the Patriots.
As much as I respect Bobby, just vastly more than I respect Ray, I do not agree with his opinion on the extended playoffs not being a good thing, and I think I got evidence to prove it. You got a top seed in the AFC that has been turned upside down with this heart condition, but it was a crazy. You had 3 teams biting for that top spot regardless, and you got a 7th seed trying to get in. With a winning record. They will both get in the NFC and the AFC. Plus in the NFC, you got a couple teams going for that number 1 spot. You got division races going on. It just creates. I heard today that if there was not a 7th playoff seed, there would be 1 game of consequence in the final week of the season. Jags and Titans. So there you go. Now we have six games of consequence. 7.
Yep, 7.
Do you want me to explain them to you? I will. The AFC top seed. We actually even didn't touch on this. So let's do this. The NFL has not decided how they want to handle that Bengals and Bills game. The Bills are going to play the Patriots this week. The Bengals are going to play the Raiders this week. But they don't know still yet to this day, a Thursday night, how they're going to handle the Bills-Bengals game. Ray, why don't you give us the latest that you heard on Felger and Maz that came from an email to Felger, who was a...
Why? Why do you guys do this to me?
I'll take it. Now, the emailer did say that he had inside information from the NFL. So,
and I believe it.
From God's from God's mouth to your ears. Why don't you tell us what he had to say?
They said that they were going to use the analytics so the game stopped with 5 minutes left in the first quarter or something like that, 7 minutes, whatever. So from that point on, they're going to use a computer and the analytics to finish out who would win the game.
No fucking way.
That sent Bobby into a spiral and became mean ass Bobby and just was spewing hate.
No fucking
I like to refer to him as white power Bobby. When
why
he
even have an NFL? just fucking esports. So everybody can just play Madden. Okay, we'll just get a couple dweebs and Ray, and they can all just fucking pick a team. It'll be 32 nerds, and they can all play it out.
You're serving the chicken nuggets, Ray. No, I'm with you.
I'm eating the chicken nuggets.
Yeah, no one gets chicken nuggets in this esports tournament. They're all hungry, angry fucking nerds. But deciding the Super Bowl champion. If they can't do this, they absolutely can't do this.
No.
I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of what they can do. Go ahead, Bobby.
I don't know how they can just decide that this one game just doesn't exist. Like, that just pisses me off. Like, you can't, it is a decided competitive disadvantage for every other team and a decided competitive advantage for the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills, especially for the Bengals. That guy's not on their team. Okay, so they just had a week 17 bye. Okay, and is where everybody else had to play a game, and then it's like, what the fuck? Like, you just cannot play the fucking games. The whole point of the league is competitive balance. That's the only fucking thing they talk about. But with this, they're just like, fuck it, simulate it. Ray got a PS5. Let's let him run Madden. He'll do the whole franchise redraft. He'll choose Burrow first. Fuck it.
Yeah, he'll trade all of his picks for Chase.
Just for the listeners, this was the text exchange. As soon as Bobby found out that the nerds might be able to decide,
I like that he can
fuck nerds. I hate nerds.
I like that he can duplicate it that well.
Oh, it was so great.
I don't disagree with mostly any of it. There's no way they can
cannot
simulate
fucking play the games. Can't just be like, so
Bobby, the mental well-being of these players. You're not taking
these
into
millionaires.
account.
How dare you, Bobby?
Stop it.
The mental well-being, the mental welfare.
And he went after me. All I said was
mental
what I heard.
I don't care about their physical well-being, Rich. Why would I care about their mental?
And everything.
I'm with you. They're here to entertain us.
Yes.
Okay. Get out there. Yep, I'm with you. So that's one. I don't know what the other. So there's a real talk from Schefter.
Yes,
that they
those
might
ones are weird.
They might put an 8th team into the playoffs.
Oh, I didn't hear that one.
Oh, wait, a way to make more money. Throw another team in there.
I heard the other. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Raymond. No, we're just throwing against the wall. I don't want to spend
the other one I heard from Schefter was that basically if the Bills and Bengals make it to the AFC Championship game, neither team will have home field advantage. They'll have a neutral site game, which I heard. And then I heard another one where that they'll talk to Kansas City and ask them, do you want home field advantage or do you want a bye week? And they'll go from there. And that's how they'll decide what
that's
goes
stupid
on
shit. I'll give you the answer. That's the only real one. And people, if you get screwed, you get screwed, and you can circumcise this down to a fine needle if you want to. You just go by winning percentage. That's it. I already did it. I already did the winning percentage. If it works out the same way, Cincinnati gets screwed a little bit, but not really. If they all win out, they all finish the way they would have finished anyway. If Buffalo loses, Kansas City wins, then Kansas City gets first place like they would have. The only ones that get screwed a little bit is Cincinnati. And yes, you have to take into account momentum and blah, blah, blah. Injuries. The Bills are down a safety.
Yes. Yeah.
Is he on the injury report? I just take it by the winning percentage and move forward. All right. Don't change anything. But I do think this has opened a door for the NFL to put that 8th seed in there.
Oh, worked out great. Why don't we do it?
I would not be okay with the 8th seed. I'll jump right on your bandwagon with the 8th seed. Too many. 7's perfect. It makes one bye week, one extra shit team to get in the playoffs to get smoked in the first week. Hello, Patriots. That's it. That's all you need. Don't do the 8. This would open a door for the NFL to continue with 8, and you don't want that.
That'd be half the teams in each conference.
Welcome to the NBA.
That's stupid. That's stupid.
Stupid.
Are they going to play a best of 5 series?
Go by winning percentage and send a boatload of tissues to Buffalo. That's what you want to do there. All right, 7th seed as the Patriots. Obviously, we got to get to that game. So let's move forward here, gentlemen, if we could. You got the Pats, Steelers, and Dolphins all biting for that last 7th seed. Pats win, they're in. You got Browns versus the Steelers, Jets versus the Dolphins. If the Pats lose, we need both those. You need both the Jets and Steelers to lose those games. On your own time, go look at the other permutations and who gets in and who doesn't. But here's what I do know. It's very possible all 3 of these teams, Patriots, Dolphins, and Steelers, lose this week. Patriots would then backdoor into the playoffs. Here's what also I learned today. If the Dolphins don't make the playoffs, their brand new shiny nerd of a coach,
Jeff Apkowitz lookalike,
is on the verge of getting fired from that trash organization. Your thoughts on the 7th seed in the AFC? Quickly, please.
Participation trophy. That's all it is. You made the playoffs. Cool. You get a playoff gate. That's all it is. Patriots, if they make it, whoever it is, Patriots, Dolphins, Steelers, you're going to get your doors blown off by KC or Buffalo.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But if McDaniels, are they really going to fire McDaniels? I mean, we're going to get into the game here, but like, I mean, he came out doing really good, but like, how is it that Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle have like 6 catches? Like, I mean, I don't know if that's a Patriots defense thing or what they were doing, but I don't know. That game was screwy from a Dolphins perspective. They were doing some dumb shit.
I got an answer for you, Ray. Hold that thought.
Okay. Go ahead.
That's okay. Actually, you know what? You've been a good boy. Go ahead.
It's because their quarterback's brain dead and cannot.
No, I had to mute him. He was going to go insensitive on that one. Let's move on to the NFC. The Eagles are on a downslide. Jalen Hurts out of the lineup.
Limping into the...
Limping. This was news to me. Dallas has a chance to win the division, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah,
Dallas win and Eagles loss, and the Dallas gets the division. Dallas is playing the Commanders. Eagles are playing the Giants.
The Commanders are starting who?
Carson Wentz.
Nope. He got benched.
Heineke
doesn't want to play. He wants the 3rd string guy to go play.
No shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't even know the guy's name. But yeah, they're putting out their 3rd.
Why doesn't Heineke want to play?
Because he wants to give this kid a chance to go out there and show what he's got.
Team leader.
Fucking idiot.
You know what Heineke is?
Taylor Heineke. What a guy.
Taylor Heineke is Brian.
What a
Hoyer.
guy.
Just like, you know what, man? I'll show up for 6 games a year. I'll get everybody real psyched up about me. Then I'll suck for 3. I'll go get myself a $30 million contract. I'll ride it out for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
We got a playoff on the ride. You know what? Let's get the kid a shot.
Fuck it. Give him a shot.
Put a captaincy on my jersey next year.
Unbelievable.
The other team in contention for the number 1 seed, the 49ers. Talk about a young kid playing quarterback that doesn't give a fuck about that. Brock Purdy, it seems like the real deal.
That fucking shocked me. I didn't know the 49ers had a shot for the 1 seed.
Brock Purdy, the Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in the draft.
Looks exactly like Jimmy Garoppolo. There's no difference.
The middle fingers.
Challenging the Brady legacy for drafted too late. If you're the last pick in the draft, I'm almost rooting for him to go get 8 Super Bowls. Like, that's even cooler. Last pick in the draft.
199 or fucking Mr. Irrelevant?
Mr. Irrelevant. They need a win over the Cardinals, and they need an Eagles loss. Very, very possible the 49ers get the number 1 seed here. And then you got a 7th seed battle. Look at that. Wouldn't you know? Win, win, win. Hashtag winning for the NFL. Every game fucking matters. Seahawks, they need to beat the Rams. They need a loss from Green Bay. The Lions need to beat Green Bay and a loss from Seattle. And the Packers need to win, and they're in a major comeback for Aaron Rodgers. Like I said at the top, no team going into the playoffs will be under 500. At least they'll have 9 wins. The competition for top and bottom is still there. Hashtag winning for the NFL. It's all rosy, except for the guy that died on the field for the NFL.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday football. It's going to be exciting.
Got him talking about it.
Yep. Got him talking about it. You got any favorites on that 7th seed for the NFC?
Lions.
I'd like to see the Lions get in.
I like Dan Campbell.
Big bounce back from that 29-0 slapping that Zap Daddy put on him. Okay, they really bounced back from that.
If you pan to Bobby's left, that's just all it is. It's
Exactly.
the zappy fucking lines. The
Zap Daddy gave him something to think about.
Bobby's got a Zap Daddy below the camera right now. He's never
That's
done
why
a show
it's
with the pants
right
on.
here. Just it's teasing right here.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah, right where the happy trail starts. The I'd venture a bet that the Lions are more of a threat from a 7th seed than Aaron Rodgers.
I think if Aaron Rodgers makes the playoffs, he's going to do something.
I don't think so. I think he's going to.
I don't think it's Aaron Rodgers winning the games. I think it's every other player on the Packers.
Okay.
Yeah, but to that point, I think the Lions could be more explosive than that. Yeah, I'm Team Lions.
Wait, what's that drug he did real quick?
Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca. That's what he did. He did it with a team. And
It's not a drug. It's a mindset, Ray.
Yeah.
Okay. Put himself in it.
Can we all do that together one day? Like just go out to like Wyoming or something in a field and just.
As long as we keep our pants off.
Done.
Quick break. Patriots 23, Dolphins 21. That's a win, haters. Key sequences from the Pats-Dolphins game. You got the Duggar pick 6, which made it 16-14, not 17-14. We'll get to that. In that same play, Teddy Bridgewater, backup of Tua Tagovailoa, was injured, and by injured I mean demoralized, slapped into the ground, given God's green earth by Kyle Duggar, broke his little finger.
Dislocated.
Sorry, dislocated. Teddy Bridgewater goes out at the end of the 3rd quarter. I thought it was earlier than that.
And they continued the game. Just sorry to interrupt you, but they continued the game after he dislocated.
Did they?
Yep.
He had a glove on, so nobody could see it. If there wasn't for the glove, it might have been an issue.
Oh, Teddy 2 gloves.
Who was pissed about the gloves? Was that you, Bobby?
That was me.
No, I have no issue with gloves. I like gloves.
It was Rich. Okay.
Anybody who wears 2 gloves as a quarterback is Pat's second touchdown, I also believe, was a key sequence in this game and a key play. I'd like to get to some conflicting reports coming out of that play. Opening thoughts on the Patriots game. Bobby, we've heard enough from you. Raymond?
Defense won the game. Offense sucks. Offense is mundane. Defense, once again.
Mundane. Excellent word use.
Thank you. That's probably, it was on the calendar how to use it. But yeah, Patriots offense, not there once again.
Did you say calendar when you meant email?
No, calendar. Word of the day.
He's got a word of the day calendar.
You got a word of the day calendar?
Yeah, yesterday was blue. Today was mundane.
Bobby?
I mean, it was just a typical Patriots performance, backup quarterback. But if it wasn't for a defensive touchdown, they probably still don't win the game.
How dare you, Bobby?
How dare you, Bobby? They were in control.
That's what fucking happened.
No, it's not. They were in control of the game the whole game. They're not good. I've never debated that they're not good. I did the piling on. It's boring. They're not good. Defensively, they are good, okay? They're good against the bottom of the league, and that's what the Dolphins are. They're trash.
But is that a good team? If you're good against the bad teams, then are you good
You're
against
an okay team. You're a 9-8 team.
I agree that they're an
You're a
average
mediocre
team,
team.
an above
That's
average defense and a below average offense. That's what I'll give them.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But every week we come in here and we talk about them as if they're the bane of existence. They're not.
No, they're not. They're not the bane of the existence. But it's after 16 games of watching the same fucking game over and over again. It should they have 8 non-offensive touchdowns. Mac Jones has 11 passing touchdowns.
8 non-offensive touchdowns is half the league. I've heard so many people talk about this. They can't rely on the defense. They've done it all year. Every single game they've done it. So you can
It's made for an exciting game. It's made for exciting games.
The last third, like the second half is exciting. The first half, it's like
games are tough. I don't disagree with you that obviously I don't I don't think they're going anywhere without a lot of help in games. Like going up against Buffalo next week, it's going to take a lot of help. It's going to take Josh Allen losing his mind and giving you the ball 3 times, or a fumble at the end zone, or some crazy shit.
Twice. You're going to play the Bills twice. Because if you do beat the Bills, they're going to be the 2 seed. You're play the Bills again, and they're going to fucking curb stomp you.
I don't care. You just make the playoffs. We've had this conversation.
Oh, that's a participation trophy. You weak-minded soul. Who cares?
That's not a weak-minded soul. First of all, if you go into Buffalo this week and beat them, we just started the show saying you lose by 50.
With their backups.
They're not playing their backups.
Not
we just said they're going to play their starters and beat you by 50 because they're boys in the hospital. If the Patriots go in and beat them, that's a big boy win.
It is.
That's it. Whether they win on defense or not. Whether they win on defense or not, they're still winning. They're still winning 9 games. They're still winning more than a third of the league. So at some point in time, you have to ask yourself why and give credit towards the why. The biggest why is they're playing dog shit competition. I'll give you that. Second biggest why is their defense and Kyle Duggar, who is a big time player, and they have a lot of playmakers on that defense. And that's a good thing. And the offense in games like this have done just enough. And the games they've lost have done not enough. The offense has never won them in game, except for Zap Daddy against the Detroit Lions. I just, I don't know where I was going with that. I don't want the same rhetoric that it was. Tom Brady and the Patriots used to beat you used to watch the same game with Tom Brady and the Patriots too. They'd go up on them big. The defense would apply pressure. The other team would have to throw the ball. They'd get interceptions and turnovers, and then you'd win by 24 because the other team could never get into what they wanted to do offensively. That was the same game too. We don't remember this, but for years, regular season games for the Patriots were boring on the other side. It's like, get me to the AFC Championship game where they fucking matter.
Oh, that's what it used to be.
I'd fall asleep in the third quarter because they'd be up 20 and doing the same shit.
But that was fun because we're up 20. We're down 20.
I guess.
Okay. Who's the spoiled brat Patriots fan now? I'd fall asleep in the third quarter because we were up 20.
I guess I just choose to look for challenge in my life, you fat fucks. Let's I only meant that towards Bobby Ray. I'm sorry. Let's switch gears. Let's while I'm riding my positivity, why don't you Mac shame me here for a bit? Mac Jones.
How'd he do? Let's hear this.
20 for 33, 203 yards, 2 touchdowns. Is 2 touchdowns good or bad?
One of them didn't count, but go on.
Got it. I just tracked some of his good throws and some bad shit. Right off the bat, he had a nice throw to Thornton on the sideline. If you remember, that got reviewed.
Mm-hmm.
Good play.
Wasn't a catch, but go on.
You had it was a catch. You had a touchdown. I don't remember if you remember, but they said it was a catch. If you have a first quarter, you got a touchdown throw to Thornton. Would have liked a little more zip on that, but they completed it. I think Thornton runs some of the worst routes I've ever seen. If you watch him,
calling them routes is disrespectful to other routes.
He's
fast. But he's fast.
He's very fast.
No, well, they say he's fast, but like it doesn't seem like he's ever like fully running to commit to go fast. He always seems like in this half speed like weirdness. He never seems to like commit.
Pick me, Bobby, because his quarterback can't throw him the ball. He always underthrows him. Go on, Rich.
Yep. After that, you got a nice seam throw to Hunter Henry in between traffic. After that, in the third quarter-ish, is when he took that bad sack that took him out of field goal range. If you listen to any of the professionals, you would know that Stevenson absolutely blew a blitz coverage, which forced Mac to make a bad decision running backwards. Should have just fell down like he did at the end of the game. After that, this is an example of Tyquan Thornton in his speed. This was the long ball. If you're watching on the TV copy, went to the left of the field. Thornton kind of jumped up and caught it, and he was pretty much wide open. Just run. Yeah. Just continue running forward, and it's a touchdown. He turned his head twice.
Because he thought.
Shut the fuck up, Ray. He turned his head twice to try and find the ball in a wide open zone. Just keep running, and it's a touchdown.
He looks like he's overthinking everything so much.
Do you think he's getting bad advice from some people?
Yeah, Mac Jones.
After that, you had the gorgeous seam throw to Myers. Ray, if you have anything to say about this, in between 3 defenders to put him
beautiful.
in.
Beautiful.
Thank you. And then you had the touchdown throw to Myers, which I want to talk about now, Bobby. That touchdown to Myers was not a fade, but just basically a jump ball against a linebacker. People are forgetting before that they called a timeout in the same formation and which was going to be a run play, which was probably going to be stuffed. And then they came out, and now there's debate whether it was a coaching call, whether it was Mac's call, whether it was David Andrews' call, Jacoby Myers' call. Doesn't matter. Your thoughts on and also the first time they got in the red zone, they called the timeout too, correct? In the first half?
Yeah, because the play didn't come out in
Listen,
time.
when you get real close, you got to think about it.
It's unbelievable. I don't know if they can run an offensive set in the red zone without a timeout anymore, but
It could
any
be
thoughts
because
on
it's
that?
a little bit
Myers
farther for Patricia to see it. You know, he's on the 50 and they're like 40 yards away. So he's got, oh, hold on. What am I looking at here?
Well, no, it's because the Cheeto dust on his fingers as he's getting on the laminate play sheet. So he's all fucked up. So he's like, all right, timeout, Mac. Call a timeout.
Cheetos suck. Go Doritos.
I heard, I don't know if maybe it was Zolak call, probably, because it's so overstated. He said that might have been one of the best throws from Mac all year. I thought the throw sucked. I thought the throw was fucking atrocious. He's on a linebacker, or maybe the catch was atrocious. Like, he's not like a gifted athlete. He probably could have just made it easier.
No, that was a good catch.
I don't know. He jumped up and landed on his back. Can't you just jump up and fall on your feet? Like, no one touched him.
Jacoby he always makes things look like a little difficult sometimes.
Yeah. Either way, I think that obviously that one salted the game away. I thought Mac was okay. I thought he was solid. I thought a lot of his throws were behind his receivers a little bit by half step.
Overthrown. A lot of overthrown.
He had the one on the sideline that was overthrown to Aguilar. The one to Stevenson was not overthrown, touched his hands.
He had one to Thornton that was like 15 yards past him. He had one to Aguilar, and then there was another one, I think it was to Thornton again, that was overthrown.
Either way, whatever. Yeah,
Mac Jones wasn't the problem in this game.
He was or wasn't.
What was the problem, Bobby?
The problem is the team, their offensive line is so bad that they have to build this shit offense in order to actually stay on the field. I mean, this was a good Mac Jones game because he was an average NFL quarterback. It's when Mac is able to just perform at this average level, he gets praise. But like the praise that he gets, what I'm seeing when I'm watching the game is average NFL play. Like I'm not seeing like anything that's above the par. I mean, obviously we've talked to death about what the problem with the offense is. Obviously the coaching, some personnel, but like, yeah, I mean,
it's your scheme.
Mac didn't lose the game.
At the end of the day, your scheme sucks. Your offense sucks.
Scheme sucks.
Any professional that's watched this game has said, "What the fuck are they doing? They're running high school offense." Ray, you can tout and Mac shame on you.
Oh no, I agree.
He's mediocre. I think Mac is really good at soft touch in those intermediate throws. I think that he's kind of money there. That Jacoby Myers in between triple coverage when he can float that ball, that's pretty good. I think he's a lot of work to do otherwise. But if you look at every other player on this on the offense, Tyquan Thornton, we just talked about it. They all look jittery as fuck, like they don't know what they're doing, and they're just their mind is working before their body is working, which creates everybody to be a half step slow and not in the same sequence. And that's coaching.
I agree with that.
That's it. And it's been that way all year. However, on the offense, some good news. I think Damien Harris is sneaky important. He had a nice little game. He runs hard.
He looks good when he got the ball. Stevenson looks tired. Harris should start to get the carries.
Contract year 2 for him. So
I think Stevenson really translates better as a third down back. I think Stevenson has, clearly he can run through the tackles, but he can catch the ball and he can be explosive in that way. Damien Harris runs hard and he runs big, and more importantly, you got two guys that can do it. Pure Strong is clearly not that guy. Kevin Harris, they either don't trust or he's not that guy. So,
well, they're rookies. They never do.
Yeah, if you want a run game, I think you need two guys in this modern day NFL. So Damien Harris, put your shoulders down a little bit, get a little leverage, stop running so straight up so your chest doesn't explode. We just saw what happens if you let somebody do that. So
what do we say from advice since 2020 where he's going to get himself injured because they run him
from his rookie fucking year when he got himself injured by running with his chest out. And then Trent Brown, another penalty. Weird. Defense, Tyreek Hill, 4 catches, 55 yards. Jalen Waddle, 3 catches, 52 yards. Pretty good.
Also, backup
never expected that.
Yeah, backup quarterback.
I saw something today when I was reading about they might fire McDaniels, The
McDaniel, not McDaniels, McDaniel.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The Dolphins offense has the highest percentage of yardage attempt on the first down. Like they throw it the farthest on first down, and they have the longest way to go on third down.
Weird.
And they have the lowest third down percentage in like the last 8 weeks when they've kind of stunk. So a lot of criticism is becoming on McDaniel's offense. See how that works, Ray?
Apostrophe S.
Grammar guru. So a lot of criticism has been on that they're trying to go too big early. They're not getting enough momentum in their offense, leading them to long third downs, so on and so forth. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. They were a very streaky team this year. Tyreek Hill is one of the top 5 wide receivers in the league. If you can't get that guy going, something wrong with your coaching too. 5 catches. Kudos to the Patriots offense. Kudos defense. They held him in check. They let Mozart go off for a touchdown and over 100 yards total, but they kept their big guys in check, and that's been the
on defense.
Story all day. Myles Garrett, our Miles Bryant,
that guy,
our shitbag of the week.
That was his
year.
Best game of his career.
I was waiting for him to fucking muff a punt. I'm like, here we go. This is fucking kind again.
And a little kudos to the sounds of silence, Jonathan Jones, on that interception, ball thrown behind Tyreek Hill.
Anything on the injury report on him?
I don't know.
Because remember, he got hurt during the Dolphins game. He came up something with his arm when he was down on the ground late in the third or fourth quarter.
Did they finish the game?
Yeah.
Got it. Kyle Duggar did win Player of the Week, Defensive Player, AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his 3rd defensive touchdown this year.
Well, when you win the game, you get Defensive Player of the Week.
Good play, though.
Great play.
Can I skip ahead to coaching here? Because I watched a little Ted Johnson breakdown on that play.
Fuck Ted Johnson.
Okay, what the defense did is they basically ran a Tampa 2 cover 2, but instead of dropping the safeties, they dropped the corners, and they brought their safeties up to play some bump and run. And then Kyle Duggar just kind of read the quarterback and read the offense and what they're trying to do, and just floated into the zone to get to the interception. And they did that.
Overran it.
Yeah. It's like so. Steve Belichick, Gerard Mayo, I don't know. Whoever gets credit for that.
Steve Belichick.
The defense has been great all year, and they did some things schematically to screw up their shitty quarterbacks. So.
Yep.
Kudos to them. Special teams, yet another running into the kicker. Folk missed another extra point. I don't think that was any guarantee that they were going to collect that onside kick. Cam McCord needs to go.
And Nick Fulton needs to go.
Well, Joe Judge can get moved right back into his specialty. Ooh. We could get a quarterback's coach.
Ooh, I like that, Bobby. I like that.
Slide him right on over.
I wouldn't mind that at all. Joe Judge, does he wear a visor?
Yes.
Does he?
Yes.
I think he wears a hat.
Nope, visor.
Interesting.
I challenge you on that. Cam McCord's a visor guy.
I don't know about the headwear of Joe Judge.
I'm pretty sure Joe Judge is a
What about his dick size, Bobby? Do you know his dick size?
Average.
Mm-hmm.
Average to below. I think he's compensating. That was it. I had some coaching notes. I thought I hate the prevent defense, except for up 2 scores with 2 minutes left. Go for the win. Apply some pressure. You got a 3rd-string quarterback in there. Don't lay back and let Tyreek Hill
play the same defense you've been playing.
Just play the game. Like if you got 30 seconds left and they're at their 30, whatever. Prevent defense has always been a problem for me. I hate it. Everyone's afraid of the big play. But if you're up 2 scores and they need an onside kick, go win the game. Don't lose it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any final thoughts on the Patriots and Miami? Do we miss anything on football? We're going to move past football.
Nope. Good.
Did you send me a text?
Maybe.
Is this going to be a picture of? Yeah, it is from the Giants.
Yep.
And it looks photoshopped.
Nope. What does it say? What's the caption? I forgot.
It says "suck my DICJ," and then under it says "dick." And I'm pretty sure the whole thing is photoshopped.
Fuck you. I fucking said Joe Judge and it fucking came right up.
Okay, afternoon delight. And I'll be right back. Oh, I'm sorry. A final thought. I lay up for you guys. Could have been the last game in Gillette. Could be the last game this Sunday for Matthew Slater and Devin McCourty, two of the all-time Patriots, captain since 2011. Any parting words for the captains?
Cool. Bobby?
I missed that.
You missed the captain's rant?
I missed what you said.
Oh.
Matthew Slater and Devin McCourty could be playing their final game as a Patriot this Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I think for McCourty, it should certainly be his last game, especially in any sort of role that he's on right now. I mean, Slater, okay, he plays special teams. I mean, I haven't seen him as a problem, but I mean, they've been great Patriots. But it might be time specifically for the new roles. It's Brendan Schooler's time. Move over, Slater.
Wow.
Move over.
That's bold, Arnold.
That is bold. Okay, quick afternoon delight, and we'll be right back with some Rafael Devers talk.
Sky rockets in flight. Woo! Afternoon delight. Whoop. You guys have it, I think. Afternoon delight.
I don't know, Ron. That sounds kind of crazy.
Rafael Devers is signed as a long-term Red Sox. The Red Sox signed Rafael Devers to an 11-year, $330 million deal, the seventh largest deal in MLB history. That's $30 million a year. That's 21st largest AAV. Ray, I know you're not impressed. Bobby, I know you don't care. So allow me to give you my opinion on the on the subject matter. You should care by this. You don't have to be impressed. You don't have to give credit to Chaim Bloom. Ray, I thought for sure your opening take was going to go to the Winter Classic and all of Fenway booing John Henry as he walked into his own stadium as an owner of the opposing hockey team. Mm-hmm. That alone should send shivers up your spine. Just, good God, dude.
Like a nice baked mac and cheese gives the shivers up my spine. That, nah.
Got it. As we noted before, Ray's not going hungry. Many are alluding to the fact that the Boos may have written the check for Rafael Devers. The timing seems to work out. I don't know if that's the case. I don't need to give credit to Chaim Bloom. Here's what I do know, and I've been saying this now for a little bit. Chaim Bloom was brought in here with a plan and with a plan to execute, and that was to shed payroll and rebuild a system to rebuild a young team, and that's
a winning young team.
Well, that's basically what he's doing. I'll give you his words, not mine. Here's what he said. Quote, rewind the clock 3 years to when I got here, Bloom said. You had a club that was obviously coming off a lot of recent success, but clearly was not in a position where it was at or anywhere near the top of the division anymore. The talent wasn't close in the farm system to replenish that roster, and there were quite a few commitments on the books. That's not a great position to be in. I don't agree with that, by the way. They won a World Series the fucking year before. Quote, and really the strategy all along has been to reset the table for a run of extended success, but to try to do it in a way where we are winning while we're doing it. There's no question it's a heavier lift to try and serve both masters. Racist. We were able to do it in 2021. Obviously, in 2022, for a number of reasons, it didn't work. But the way you do that is by maintaining elements of that core while replenishing the organization as much as you can with young talent. We have some of these guys who are coming. Some of them are going to play a really prominent role in 23, and there's more coming behind that. Rafael Devers will be the anchor and corner piece to this plan. Here's a problem with this plan. I don't know if Bloom can do it. I don't think he has a track record of doing it necessarily. He certainly doesn't have the results yet from the Red Sox. His farm system is not his yet that we've seen. He's a year or two away from seeing, quote unquote, his guys and Marcelo Mayer and that whole Nick York and some of those. His track record of free agents is diamond in the rough, which by its definition is more miss than hit. And his trade track record is garbage. The Mookie Betts trade alone would get a lot of guys fired. But never mind last year's deadline where they tried to play the middling. So it comes down to ownership, the message they want to send, their sensitivity to PR. I bet if you let Chaim Bloom just do what he wanted to do, he would have ripped this thing to the guts and taken it up from the bottom. But you have to try and satisfy a fan core, and they think the management, the ownership thinks they have to lie to us in order to do that, to say that they're continuing winning by signing guys like Justin Turner at 38 and letting the Xander Bogaerts of the world walk out the door and replacing him with Trevor Story, who hit 238 and 16 home runs last year. They're not putting a winning product on the field. The most that they're doing is building towards the future, and we don't know if the guy that's building it can actually do the job. So you should have questions. You should have concerns, and you should just breathe a sigh of relief that you have one of the best hitters in baseball going to be here for 10 years. But he has an opt-out in 2. So if you don't figure your shit out by then, he could be gone anyway.
Peace. Also, I think the biggest thing was that the Red Sox had the lowest ticket sales of John Henry's time here in Fenway. I think that's probably one of the biggest things, where eye-opening things where they're like, oh shit, no one wants to come to our games. We're putting a shitty product out there. Let's sign a fan favorite, because you need a fan favorite. I mean, who the fuck, if Rafael Devers leaves the following year because they don't get this deal done, who the fuck are you going to cheer for?
Nobody.
Exactly.
Nobody. I don't know. I don't know what the motivation for Rafael Devers was. It should have been the same motivation with Xander Bogaerts. Again, there's still question marks. Why do you sign Trevor Story last year instead of just giving Bogaerts the deal?
Cheaper.
Bogaerts would have signed the same deal as an extension. Came out and said it. They just fucked it up. They just fucked up the negotiation. So yeah, who knows? Their pitching is all over the place. You're in a 2-year window to try and get back on pace. You are expected to be last in the AL East. That's unacceptable as a Boston Red Sox team in a division with the Orioles and the Rays. But that's probably your land. But hey, you signed Devers, so good for you.
Jake Peavy came out and said basically everyone has to stop booing John Henry, and Chaim Bloom's doing a great job. I mean, they say that you can build around this. They're not going to spend money. Rafael Devers is going to be that big contract that they do, and they're going to still do the bargain bin. Hopefully they can catch, like you say, a diamond in the rough. It's not going to work out. This is going to be an embarrassment again. You're going to be in last place for the next 2 years, and then he's going to say, see ya, and it's going to be one of the worst contracts in Chaim Bloom's career.
This quote makes it sound like, first of all, does this guy work for the Buffalo Bills? Because his whiny little quote about how, it's really hard because you got to win games and then you got to do better later. Like, yeah, we get it. Like, this shit isn't easy. So I don't know how this quote is supposed to pacify anybody, because all he's doing is bitching about how hard the job is.
The quote has problems with multiple levels. The idea that they weren't in a good place and didn't have enough young talent to replenish it is bullshit. If you sign Mookie, Benintendi, Bogaerts, Devers, you got a core right there, all in their mid to late 20s that you can continue to go win with. You can go spend the money. You just spend the money, and they didn't. There has been reports from some guys in that COVID year that the Red Sox actually lost money, which is bullshit. They don't lose. I think that was from Jimmy Stewart. That's a bot pod source. There's no way they lost money. They just cheaped out. Or they're trying to be too smart for their own good. John Henry's out here selling this $5 billion franchise and buying this $4 billion franchise. They got money moving. They got money shifting. Follow the money. They needed a little liquidity to get these deals done, and the Red Sox were the place they got it from. Mm-hmm. That's it. And now they're trying to mask it in. We're trying to rebuild from the farm system. And Chaim Bloom, unfortunately, is their little puppet boy out there taking the heat, him and Sam Kennedy, because John Henry, Tom Warner, and those cowards have gone quiet unless they're in Fenway rooting for the Penguins. Fuck them.
No, they're we're gonna Island.
I think they closed that place down. We're gonna skip the Rafael Devers profile for now because we're late. We're gonna go straight to Simple Minds of the week. Got a couple good candidates right after this.
Are you stupid or something? Mama says stupid as stupid does.
Yes. I'll start with the one that I wrote down haphazardly. the backboard situation in that Celtics Denver game.
You're mad about that.
Now, thankfully I wasn't watching this live. I was watching it like 30-ish minutes behind, recorded, catching up through commercials and whatnot.
Ooh, so you could just fucking.
It's the only way to do it, my man.
Mm-hmm.
You try to time it so the update, like on the win, doesn't affect you watching the game, or you just turn your phone away.
Okay, because I was gonna say Bill just ruins everything.
Yeah, he's a real cunt.
Mm-hmm.
But as I'm fast forwarding, they get to the delay. So what happened was Time Lord Robert Williams, destroyer of rims, dunked and I guessed, fucked up the rim. The Celtics continued to shoot on that rim for like half a quarter, by the way, and I don't think they scored any points.
Interesting.
Anyway, someone finally noticed, and these half a dozen fat, lumpy white guys get out with ladders and get up there, and they're sitting up there with goddamn levels and screwdrivers and ratchets, and they're trying to get it level, and they can't quite get it level. They take the whole goddamn rim off. I think they bring a new one in. They try to put it up there. Anyway, took them 40 minutes. 40 minutes to try and get this rim level. It was a debacle. It was an unbelievable display of ineptitude from guys wearing jeans without belts that could not.
So they had a shirt tucked in too.
Definitely, the
so
athletic tuck and the
Wranglers
Wranglers
without a belt.
Wife beaters.
I'm sure it was under the Dickies overshirt they had.
Because if they did have wife beaters, they would have got a fixed lickety split. But because they didn't have wife beaters, it took 40 minutes.
Huh. Prejudice, Raymond.
Mm-hmm.
The rim guy is the first candidate for Simplest Minds of the week.
The rim guy.
Second candidate for Simplest Minds of the week. Oh, we have a couple here. Aaron Hernandez, baby mama / widow. Right?
No, that plays. That plays. She's stealing from her daughter. She's stealing money from her daughter.
We can't call women the C.
Well, it is deserved.
That's a
Listen,
steadfast,
those dance lessons were necessary. Right?
Steadfast, Simple Minds rule.
He needed those dance lessons. Okay, you're an
asshole. Jenkins Hernandez. She owed $10,697 in dance lessons for her daughter.
10-year-old daughter.
10-year-old daughter that she was paying through the trust that Aaron Hernandez left her. In the meantime, she was still getting paid $150,000 a year from Aaron Hernandez. Murderer Aaron Hernandez.
Thank you.
NFL pension.
She was using it. She was using on hair salon, nails, clothing. What was the other thing? There was another thing that was
send me the article that says the widow of retired NFL spouse responsibly spends money, lives comfortably. Okay, doesn't exist.
Oh, she has another kid, right?
I'm sure she popped another one out.
Is that where the Jenkins came from?
Yeah.
Gerald?
No, yeah.
Our next one here, I don't know if I discussed this with you guys. It might have been lost in the text chain. I just wanted to bring this up. This is another one of those, when we talked about the guy that fell in the pot of lava?
No, you said this to us. You said this to us.
In the headline, it said "man melted in boiling pot of iron." Families, all
it's clickbait.
Absolutely, terrible.
Did they keep
accident.
making steel at the plant, Richard?
Did they stop making steel?
Did they stop making steel?
Did the guys have to show up the next day? That's a good question. This is another one of those headlines, and we don't have to go too far into it. But this word caught my ear, and the word's ingested.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give it to you in a sentence. American Airlines worker ingested into the engine at Alabama airport. I know I'm going to hell, and I know it's not right.
I'll be there.
I'm holding back my laughter right now, but when I read it, all I did was laugh. It's like out of a fucking cartoon. Like, watch your step, dude. There's a fucking jet engine right there. Ooh, tough.
I wonder what they told the people on the flight as to why that flight was delayed.
Yeah,
fat man eating Cheetos got sucked into the fucking engine.
Sorry, guys, we're not going
Jenkins,
to Fort Worth right
brother,
now because of sorry.
That's tough. But again, it's not the incident. R.I.P. To the family. It's the word ingested.
Yeah, that's why we're laughing.
Not the incident. Okay.
That's why we're laughing.
Ingested into the engine is such a good way to frame that. Kudos to that editor. He knew it. They knew what they were doing.
They, you son of a bitch.
And the last one here, the state of Louisiana is now requiring a state ID to watch pornography on the internet.
How do
The
you
state
do
of
that?
Indiana, which has drive-through liquor stores.
Louisiana. Did I say Indiana?
Did I? Maybe I did, but Louisiana drive-through liquor stores.
Yeah.
You don't have to get out of your vehicle. They will hand you.
Pretty sure they're
whatever
not
you want.
IDing at those.
You
either.
go to Bourbon Street and they show you their titties from a balcony and throw beads to you. So it's like, what? I don't get it.
That's also
Well,
in
there's gonna
Louisiana.
be well, first
Yeah,
of
that's
all,
what. Is it not
there's gonna be a
Louisiana
lot
we're talking
of
about?
repressed teens there. Okay.
You know why that? You know what this is?
No.
Racist. They're trying to keep the black man off the porn gong.
Really?
How many? Yeah, I bet they identified enough African American or minorities that didn't have proper identification, and they said, you know what? You can't vote and you can't watch porn.
They looked at the general porn download breakdown and decided that, yep, we see who's watching this porn.
Here's the deal.
Okay.
You don't have to look at the general porn breakdown. You just have to look at the ID breakdown because everybody watches porn. So you just have to go, who's got IDs in this state? Oh, the blacks ain't got them? Fuck them. Take their porn away.
And then what are they going to do with those IDs? They're going to look up and be like, so then you're like 15 years later, oh, you're a registered porn user.
Here's the deal. No.
No, they're gonna find out what you liked.
It's really going to backfire on the political landscape of Louisiana right wingers because all these men are going to go, you know what? I got to go get myself an ID. I got to get on the internet.
Well, can you only
watch
register
myself
it
and-
once? Like, could one
But how does
person's
this
ID
work?
just be registered over and
I
over
don't
and
know.
over again?
Can someone tell
It
me how
says
this
you have to
works?
go when you go onto a website and it asks, are you legal age? And it's going to make you submit a picture of your photo ID.
Oh, there's ways around that.
I wouldn't do that in any
No.
circumstance ever
No,
for anything.
I know.
no.
That's
I'd look at
crazy.
my wife. I'd finally look at my wife and start jerking off if that ever happened.
This has been the Simple Mind Sports Show, Friday Rewind, January 6th. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Marty! You've got to come back with me! Where? Back to the future!
Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Gentlemen,
Do we have a theme now, Roberto?
Well, yeah. What do you see there? Yeah. Patriots defense.
Wow. Do we have an ounce of positivity coming from the Vine household through the interwebs?
Well, it's positive. We'll see. We got 3 more days of it?
hey, I just like the stuff he's throwing on the wall. He's got a curtain now, a basketball. Looks
Fucking
like
curtain. Give me
It's
started
on
on. I have to move it again. I thought it wouldn't hit where the window is, but I got to move it so the curtain isn't behind. You know.
Mhm.
No, it adds a layer. It adds a texture, as they would say in the interior decorating.
Better than the puke green.
This is true. Although I did like Bland Bobby, you knew what you were going to get. Now it's all a wild card.
And he's feisty now. I don't like the feistiness. These text exchanges.
I like the feistiness. You know, you just throw in some snowflakes and buffalo, and it brings out White
Bills
Power Bobby.
Mafia, please. The Bills
That's
support group.
We're all feisty. Raymond, how are you?
Very well yourself.
Okay. What do you say we start the show? Why don't we do some opening takes? Let's go ahead and I actually fucked this up in the email.